Hi, it's Nick on the 28th of August. Welcome to a new theme this week, and it is the theme of vulnerability. I find it a fascinating theme, and I'll share some thoughts and quotes and reflections on the whole idea of vulnerability. To me, it has been quite pivotal in my life to have a different relationship to the one I started off with vulnerability. I think partly as a bloke and partly as a human being. I didn't really want much to do with my own vulnerability. I think I buried a lot of my vulnerability away. I think I judged it as weakness. You know, I kind of resonate with what some people say about vulnerability, which is, you know, we admire vulnerability in other people. We go, oh, aren't you courageous, sharing your innermost thoughts and feelings and your challenges. You know, you're so wonderful for sharing your vulnerability. But when it comes to our own vulnerability, we go, no, it's just a horrible weakness and I feel ashamed and embarrassed. So we're going to be exploring this whole idea of vulnerability this week. And I want to start off with a thought. I'm just going to move so I can read the thought that I've written up here. And it comes from David Whyte, who you may know, who's a poet and an essayist and an author. And I love a lot of things he says. And he says this very beautifully. He said, our greatest vulnerability is the very door through which we must pass in order to open the next horizon of our lives. I love that idea. I'll post that quote underneath this video. But I love the idea, and it has become more and more my experience, that often the places I'm really terrified to go, or I'm really vulnerable to go, when I go there and when I stay there, it is like going through a doorway, and then there's a whole new vista that opens up. So today I want to plant this idea that sometimes a new vista opens up for us when we are willing to go through the doorway of vulnerability. And a lot of the times we say, well, isn't there another way? Can't I get to this vista another way? And maybe there are other ways, and I'm sure there are. And often that way through is through our vulnerability to face things we don't want to face, feel things we don't want to feel, do things we don't want to do. So I love the idea that our vulnerability is actually a doorway. That when we pass through it, we find ourselves in a new chapter of our life, a new vista, a new field. So that's today's thought. Hope it might be helpful to you. God bless. Have a good day. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye bye.